This is Mila. Welcome to our Healing the Heart meditation CD. The heart is such an important part of ascension. It allows for the transduction of chi through the entire field. Without an active and moving heart chakra, it is difficult to ascend. It is difficult to sustain consciousness during the day. And so we are going to work today on freeing the heart so that it may more freely move in the field, clearing away the debris, the stuck points that prevent one from loving and being loved. For ultimately, the heart is about love. And you are in a creation where love is not always present. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. And the pain of no love or non-love is a difficult type of creation to experience. And yet we all have experienced non-love in human form. If not in this life, then in many ancestries that have experienced the loss of beloveds, of children, of family members, of unrequited love that was never returned. It is so prevalent, the experience of non-love, that often those that love deeply marry or are attracted to those who do not love in the current paradigm. And this is the most painful thing of all, because in the lack of love returned by those that you reach out to extend of your heart, there is nothing but pain and suffering in the end. And so these are the issues that we would like to address today. We are going to begin by having you take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Sit back, relax, close your eyes. And I would like you to connect to the aurora of Earth. It is Earth that is speaking to you today. You are my beloved human incarnate on my body. For a long time, there has been a rift between humans and Earth. And this too needs to be healed, for it has left you feeling alone and separate from my kingdoms. So ground firmly to my aurora and pull up my healing temples and angels or Marias that surround you. And allow the healing to begin. Let's breathe again. Inhaling and exhaling. First, we are going to align all the chakras in the center of your embodiment. So we begin with the chakras that sit below the feet. You will find 7 sets between the bottom of your feet and my aurora. We're going to make sure that these are right underneath your tailbone. We are going to begin to syncopate them, moving in the same direction, either the right or to the left, depending on what you are most comfortable with. Just so that they move in the same direction. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And now we are going to align the feet, knees, hips, first, second, and third chakra region in the center of the form. Let us also intend that these chakras all be the same size. This creates balance in the field. And the more balanced we become in ascension, the easier any given day of release work will become. Let us inhale again and exhale. Let us make sure that these chakras in the lower half of the form are spinning in the same direction as the chakras under your feet. And now let us also align the chakras above the waist within the center of the form. And make sure that they are all the same size and spinning in the same direction as the chakras below the waist. This creates upper and lower body balance. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Let us also intend to weight evenly the 4 subtle bodies that rotate around your etheric body. The mental or the emotional body will be closest to the form. This varies from genetic package to genetic package. If the emotional body is first, then the mental body is second. The intuitive body is generally third, and the creative body is the outermost layer of your subtle bodies. Let us intend that they are each the same size and weight and rotating nicely in the same direction as all of the remainder of your chakras. Let's inhale and exhale. And now I would like you to imagine the chakras above your head lining up straight between you and your oversoul and source. Let's have all of these chakras spin in the same direction and be of equal weight and size. As you do so, you bring yourself fully into present time and into a state that it is easier to connect with your soul. Every ascending human has many souls that dance with the field. Souls come and souls go as the karma that they also have that is mirrored in your evolution is complete. So hold on to no soul, hold on to no guidance, because it will be forever evolving. You are your own collaboration. You are in collaboration with earth and nature, and with every soul that comes to dance with your field. And so let us take a moment to release those souls and non-physical presences that no longer serve your continued evolution. We will flush them down the grounding chakras, bringing in new souls that more greatly resonate with your truth today, that will better support you. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Allow the Kundalini to rise slowly up the spine and out the top of the head. We are going to intend as a part of our healing that we widen the main channel which flows along the etheric spinal cord. Just a little wider than your Kundalini was yesterday. Ascension requires building a large, strong Kundalini. To the degree one may move more fire through the field, to that degree there is less pain associated with ascension. Let's inhale and exhale. Now we're going to move the Kundalini up the two side channels, which begin at the feet. So let's wiggle our toes, opening up the feet chakras, and opening up every meridian and little chakra in the etheric body as we bring fire of the Kundalini up the calf and past the knees, into the thighs, and into the hips. Let us take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Now let's move the Kundalini up the meridians of the solar plexus and rib cage and on into the chest, opening up every meridian and chakra therein. Let us allow the Kundalini to pour down the shoulders, down the arms, and out the hands. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Now let us allow the Kundalini to move up the neck and into the head, opening up every meridian and chakra therein. And now we are going to intend to have each little chakra inside of our meridian system be the same size and rotating in the same direction as all others. Now let us syncopate all movement to the divine timing of Earth and my larger chakra system. Let's inhale and exhale. And now I would like you to sink into your heart. I would like you to go back in time to the first time you chose to shut your heart down. Perhaps you were 2 years old or less. Go into the moment that you made the decision not to love. And I'd like you to release that decision now. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Most humans do not have their childhood needs met. It may be impossible for parents, given the day-to-day stresses of life, to be there at every moment for a young child. And it is in those moments that your mother or father was not there, that there is a rift. And in the rift is pain of feeling unloved and uncared for. And then we're going to trace the pain of this childhood all the way back in time through every childhood of every ancestor you are clearing karma for today. Many ancestors also sealed their heart shut in childhood, never to love again for that entire lifetime. And so let all of our ancestors join us now and intend to release their agreement to close the heart. As your ancestors heal, you too may heal. Let's take a deep breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, in association with these agreements, one will find layers of pain, anger, and fear around the heart and in the auric field that we call armoring. Let us begin to drain that armoring around your heart, out of your field, and down the grounding cord to be transmuted by your larger chakras that sit around the aurora and create, in a sense, your own personal sun. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Now, there may be many heartbreaking experiences in this life. Some of you have records of abuse, maybe even molestation or rape, along with rejection. Let us take each moment now of these experiences of heartbreaking trauma and create a thread or a timeline of parallel trauma through each ancestor you are clearing karma for in present time. And I'd like you now to dissolve the trauma through forgiveness. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Forgiveness understands that for each trauma that you have experienced in this life, that you have also experienced the opposite in the many ancestries that you are associated with. For every time that you have been abused, experienced unrequited love, have been sexually traumatized, or traumatized in any other manner, there are ancestors that have rejected, have abused, and have molested or harmed that you are also related to. So to the left, you are going to put the ancestors that were victim to feeling rejected and unloved, abused and traumatized. And to the right of you, you are going to put those ancestors that abused, victimized, or traumatized others. For you see, forgiveness cannot be complete until you forgive both sides of the experience. One by one, you will watch the victimizer side of your ancestry. Cross over now and blend with the other side of your ancestry that was victimized and traumatized. We call this recasting, where the two polarities of experience are canceled and released, allowing for not only forgiveness, but the process of transmutation in ascension. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Like you to pull up every ancestor that was diseased or deformed or suffered from some biological ailment. And they are once again going to be on the left side of your field of vision. Disease is nothing other than cells that choose to die because they do not feel loved. It is an internalization of the rejection and traumas that we have experienced collectively over time. And over to the right side of your inner screen, we're going to call up all the ancestors that held unconscious abuse and rejection patterns in their energy flow. For they caused others to become ill in their presence and without their awareness. This is the pattern of hate and inner hatred expressed in the human paradigm. For each that becomes ill or feels rejected, there is one that causes the illness and rejects. Whether it is spoken or unspoken is irrelevant. The body knows when it is loved and when it is not loved. And now, one by one, I would like you to allow your ancestors that have been ill and the ones that have caused disease in others to merge and cancel each other out. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Whatever is associated with the patterns that you are able to release in this moment, we are going to begin to flush down the grounding of your field to the aurora. You can imagine around yourself and underneath you what may look like a whirlpool, an energy flow that spirals downward around your grounding chakras, pulling off like a vacuum or suction all that you are ready to release in this moment. Let us take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Call forward on the left side of our inner screen all ancestors that experienced physical abuse that mutilated the physical form, whether it be on the battlefield, through an accident, or through a natural disaster. Whatever the cause, we bring them forward because because each act of violence against the physical form records the remembrance of non-love or hatred. Hatred for the part of the body that was mutilated in the dance. Let us take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And to the right of our inner screen, we pull up every ancestor that mutilated another, whether it was in the battlefield or in the hospital, for even the act of surgery leaves a record and a scar in the form that the form was not loved. And this is so even if the surgery saved the life. So let us pull up all the ancestors that in any way created through a physical act of violence or mutilation or surgery, a record of scarring and non-love in anybody else's form. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And now, one by one, I would like you to allow your ancestral experiences to cancel one another out. If there is anything remaining, any ancestors remaining from this exercise, we are going to flush them down to the aurora, for they are not ancestors, they are false ancestors. Sometimes entities or false gods like to pretend they are ancestors. Ancestors are the consciousness that remains after a physical incarnation is complete. That is different and separate from soul or false god. False god is the inflation of body-level consciousness to the status of God or guide. Body-level consciousness is not God. So command that which is false gods in your presence back to the body-level consciousness that they represent in the original blueprint for the human form. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Everything has a place in the divine plan and blueprint set in motion by the Tao long ago. Earth and each who is ascending is attuning to that blueprint and altering what has become distorted into a new creation that allows for an ascension journey home. Let us breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Now that you have begun to clear some karma for non-love, there is more room for the presence of soul in the field. So let us call our I Am presence and its consciousness, along with our oversoul and source, down the chakras above our head and into our heart, expanding it out to fill the upper half of our field. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. reach up again and connect to the consciousness of our oversoul and source, pulling it all the way down into the pelvic center, pushing it out throughout the lower half of the field, filling yourself with your own soul. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Once again, let's reach up, connecting to the consciousness of our oversoul and source and filling our entire field all the way down to the aurora of Earth, allowing the soul, oversoul, and source to dance in communion with Earth and all kingdoms through your form. This is the purpose of human existence, to allow a conduit for soul to commune with Earth and nature in the experience of life on the consensus reality known as Earth. Let us breathe again, inhaling and exhaling. And now I would like you to allow your oversoul and source to fill your heart, to fill in the spaces that you have released in your choice to transmute and transcend experiences of non-love from the past. And as your soul fills you, you may take a moment to direct some of the energy to places within the form in need of healing, or anything that hurts or aches, or is diseased or scarred, is simply a part of the form that doesn't feel loved. And so we're going to allow these parts of the form to feel loved now. As you direct the attention of your soul to where you are wounded, the soul will begin to work by providing pulsations of chi to that which is stuck in time and lost in its trauma and in its forgetfulness, forgets that it is loved. Ascension allows over time every part of the form stuck in time or lost in the memory of a trauma to awaken, to release, and to remember to love again and be loved again. Let us inhale and exhale. Now take a moment to commune with your soul and commune with Earth, asking your personal questions about your path of ascension and the direction you must take in the next steps upon your journey.